Okay, now speaking of where their head is,
Ooh, heads.
I want to get into a little bit of this Amazon Rivian partnership.
Yeah, it's been kind of interesting. Now, you talk on that, but let's both agree what we've seen on just like it's like this massive ad campaign for what Amazon is doing right now, and they've revealed the vehicle.
Yeah.
So let's get into that.
So they did
What do you know?
They did I guess you can call it a presser, where they kind of gave everyone notice that this is a formal partnership and they're officially partnering with Rivian, and they're going to have 100% electric 100% electric delivery vehicles. This talking thing is apparently, the bicycle just kind of tipped over on me there.
Well, in your defense, you've had a little time off, and so you're a little tongue-tied. I get that. That's okay.
So, if you don't know the details of this, we all know the Prime vans, right? That come to your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking to.
Sometimes they say they do, but they really don't.
Well, or in my case, 3 or 4 times to my house in the same day instead of just one
Right.
truck.
Right.
Or like more recently, to my neighbor's house, and then they say it was delivered to my house. Yeah, but I digress. Okay, so they're going to replace their gasoline and diesel powered vans with these all EVs. That's the long-term plan, and they're looking to have 100,000 vehicles by 2030. Okay,
Yeah, it's amazing.
And even though Rivian hasn't really produced anything like this, meaning a delivery van yet, it's kind of similar to Nikola. They do have prototype trucks out there, and I'm fairly confident they're going to be able to pull it off. But honestly, the thing that I sort of look at this and I go, is this really just a PR stunt? I mean, yeah, they're probably ordering these and they're going to use them and all that, but I mean, if you just look at all the waste that Amazon, who I'm a big customer of, and we probably all are now, literally sending, like, I'll order things and they'll send 3 trucks to my house in the same day, and the guy will bring me 2 things in the morning, and then a lady will show up in the afternoon and bring me a couple more, and then how can you, from a logistics perspective, and those are all Amazon trucks, how is it that you can't streamline that? I mean, UPS does, FedEx does.
Well,
right?
They do, I guess, to some degree, man. But I can tell you that I have, for those of you that don't know, I work remotely from home, so I can see outside of my window quite regularly, and I see it all the time too. And I think to myself, how is it that we have 2-3 different FedEx vehicles coming in here? And didn't it used to be like years ago where, hey, the UPS truck's going to run around 3 every day, and that's when you get your stuff, and you kind of knew it. Like if you have a place of business.
Sure. Yeah.
And you and I both have worked in, product receiving and product shipping. We've been around that environment. So we knew that every day at like 4:30 in the afternoon, we had the final UPS pickup. But at every day around 1 is when UPS would come to deliver. So they had one delivery and one pickup every day scheduled. And I don't understand why, when you have a situation like that where you've got a buyer, a consumer like you, Keith, who orders many things, they have the tools on the Amazon website that you get to choose your Prime Day.
Right.
All these things that really kind of, in my opinion, would help Amazon kind of streamline that a lot better, and where that way you only have one delivery in a day. But I've had the same thing happen to me.
Well, and I do that. Sometimes I'll tell them, just bring it all to me at once, and it still shows up in separate deliveries.
I've been through it too, and it makes no sense. But I do think it's a bit of a PR stunt. And let me throw this at you too. As we all know, Amazon is it's become like one of the number 1 employers globally. Period. Okay. But there are a lot of people that refuse to work for a company like that, and they have, it kind of pulls at their heartstrings, if you will. They're eco-conscious, they're environmentally friendly people. They want to make a statement in their lives. They want people to understand how they feel and put it out there. Now, if Amazon is truly doing this, they could potentially pick up a workforce that they may not ultimately have, because now that person that wouldn't work for them may come to work for them because it's an environmentally friendly vehicle. I can go that route. I can buy that and live with that. Maybe that's part of it. Or is it just, hey man, we're doing our part. It's around election year. It's we want people to watch us and see what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's probably some of that. And, there's been a lot of talk lately about the returns mess and how that stuff actually never just gets a lot of it. I was reading an article to my family at the dinner table a week or so ago where somebody put a hidden tracker in an Amazon order and returned it. And they put a hidden camera in it. And they wanted to see where these things end up. And it was like a media organization that did this. Mm-hmm. And they ended up in a landfill. That's interesting. Right? GPS tracking on it and the whole deal. They're not even a lot of this stuff. There's just so much waste that it's resellable, but they don't want to deal with it, a lot of it.
Well, I think, and of course, and we know this, that when you have a return on Amazon, everybody's experienced this at least once in their Amazon life. You have the option to return it, and you go through the process and you explain to them why. But if this thing is like $12, they're just going to tell you to keep it and ship you the right thing. And I get that, but at least it's not getting wasted. You get to keep it. Maybe you have some use for it, but for it to end up in a landfill like that, I mean, have we gotten that big, guys, to where it's not that important to you? Really?
Well, as long as I can keep returning that underwear that's used, I'm all right. Okay, but here, let's talk. So before we wrap this segment up, let's talk a little bit about what we do know about these vans. Now, this is probably a little bit more of really why they did it. And I think it comes from the perspective of being able to design and have influence over the layout of that vehicle from a logistics perspective, to make it
logistics, ergonomics,
to not convert a Mercedes van, right, a Sprinter van into a delivery truck.
This has their fingerprints all over it.
You're building a delivery truck from the ground up that meets your business needs. So
now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's where I know where you're going with that. So they have every input on this van other than obviously what Rivian brings to the table. Okay, that's a Rivian powered vehicle. Okay, but Amazon says, okay, we want to make it this way because we're the best at what we do in delivering. We know what our workforce is complaining about. We know how they feel at the end of the day. We know what they're suffering through. So all of that went into the design elements of this for Amazon. Now, you know what I think Amazon's going to do? They're going to produce this, and Amazon is going to be selling this design to other delivery companies.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to buy an Amazon delivery vehicle on Amazon.
So they're not talking that would actually be one of the biggest ironies of, So they won't tell you what's in the drivetrain. They won't tell you of course not. We know it's a Rivian platform. But this is kind of what they did tell us. We knew that it needed to far surpass any other delivery vehicle. We wanted drivers to love using it and customers to feel excited when they saw it driving through their neighborhood and pulling up to their home. Okay, well, T-shirt cannon, check.
right, man. Yeah.
We combined Rivian's technology with our other delivery logistics knowledge, and the result is what you see here. It's a driver side door that's going to be reinforced for extra protection. The rear of the vehicle will have 3 levels of shelving with a bulkhead door for quick access. And most intriguingly, there will be a dance floor inside the driver's cabin for easy movement inside the van.
Yep.
Okay.
I can add a few other things. They have the features that, and they call it a boxy high tech van. It has a large windshield, has extra. It has exterior cameras offering a 360-degree view, has hands-free navigation guidance. This is just some of the tech in this thing. 3 levels of shelving, like you said, and Rivian calls it a dance floor. It has brake lights wrapping around the rear of the vehicle to warn of frequent stops. So it looks like to me, they've taken all of the incidents that may have happened on a delivery route to kind of like...
Yeah.
Put it out there, we're coming or we're stopping. So but they're also wanting to give that driver the opportunity to make sure of their surroundings and safety. And the other thing is too, man, in this day and time, I mean, we've seen a couple of recent Amazon truck heists, man. In the middle of cities, they just pull up to the front of a building, man, and the poor driver gets out, and next thing you know, they're like, people are pulling boxes out, and it's insane. So I think that some of this might give a little comfort to those drivers to give them a little bit more security in that van too. So anyway,
we'll see. They're gonna aggressively try to get 10,000 of these in on the roads.
That's what they said, man.
2022, so that's a year and a half. So we may start seeing them soon here. That would be exciting to watch.
Yeah. Let me read this real quick about this same thing. This is in that same article, I think, Keith. The driver for the Amazon deal, this is what Jeff Bezos says. This deal was struck in September 2019, and it was a pledge by Jeff Bezos to create a delivery fleet that helps the company achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2040, which is a decade ahead of the Paris Agreement. Amazon initially invested $440 million into Rivian in February 2019 and has participated in multiple investment rounds since then. Rivian has raised about $6 billion from its investors, most recently closing a $2.5 billion investment round led by T. Rowe Price, and that was back in July. Rivian now has about 500 employees on site, and they do have plans to double its ranks as early as next year as it begins the production. So Amazon strikes again.
Yeah.
There you go. It's amazing, man, to me. Can you imagine what Bezos, what his net worth must be like exponentially growing like every day.
You know, it's his wife has half of it now, ex-wife, sorry. But
yeah, but still it isn't going to hurt him.
We joked that he was just going to end up buying a planet. I mean, it's probably not far off from
You know what I think? I think Bezos is probably going to be the first guy on Mars. I see it. Him and what's his name from Tesla?
Elon. Yeah.
Elon Musk. Yeah. Musk and Bezos. Yeah. Yeah. Why does that sound like
it's a new sitcom coming out next fall on ABC.
Or a new cologne, Musk and Bezos.
There you go.
By Rivian.
Yeah.
By Rivian. Today's show is brought to you by Rivian, the cologne company, with a new flavor, Bezos and Musk.